Another area of discussion that we've heard is the entire issue about the relationship between the United States and Israel. To what extent does our support for Israel lead to terrorism around the world? To what extent does our support for Israel give us the opportunity to be a leader in urging peace and have some leverage over Israel, not to mention the possibility of leverage over Egypt and other countries where we give support? Can you talk about that?
Sure. It's very interesting. A couple of years ago, I was asked to chair a working group in Washington after leaving government, which resulted in a book about U.S. policy and the peace process. And as part of the preparation of that book, we interviewed about 100 former and current officials in the United States and in the region. And this was one of the questions we asked. The United States likes to fancy itself as an honest broker, the middleman in this negotiation, and we're really not. We have a much closer and deeper relationship with the State of Israel. We provide a great amount of assistance to Israel, both in security terms and in economic terms. We have a people-to-people relationship with Israel, which is quite unlike anything we have elsewhere. And so one of the questions we had, particularly with our Arab partners, was to ask whether or not this perhaps disqualified the United States as an honest broker. And we were interested to learn that the Arabs with whom we spoke in virtually all the countries surrounding Israel were of one mind in saying that it is because of the U.S. relationship with Israel that the Arabs want the United States to play this role of mediator, because there's an assumption that Israel will only take the risks for peace if it feels comfortable with the relationship with the United States that provides some security in real terms and in psychological terms. And so very interesting to know that this Arab opinion recognized that there was an advantage to them of a United States that had a relationship that was very deep and abiding with Israel. That said, and to be honest with ourselves, on what is called the Arab street, our relationship with Israel remains a very significant problem. Those who are not in government, who don't think in the sophisticated terms of how the United States may help Israel make these tough choices, are very concerned about the perceived double standard that the United States follows. We seem to only go to war against Muslims. We're right now in a non-war but confrontational situation in Libya and in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And there is a perception on the Arab street that the United States is too biased to play a significant role, and therefore Arabs should reduce their relationship with us. And this is one of the challenges for our diplomats, is to explain how what is perceived as a disadvantage to them may actually turn to their advantage if we move the peace process forward.